Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Lori. This is Ask Dr. Lori Live. Welcome. Well, had a little bit of trouble getting here, right? Yeah, the system even kicked me out for a while. So thanks for being with me. I'm going to look at your objects, answer your questions. And if you have a question about an object that's on the screen, please put it in the comments while the object is on the screen so I can answer it. Waiting till after doesn't always help. So you see an object, I'm talking to somebody about an object, put that question right there in the comment. It's good to be with all of you. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Lots of new folks to the channel, lots of new folks to our classes as well, and I appreciate that. And I've got something cool for the newbies too. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's see what our guests have. Let's see. We've got guests from all over. We've got a lot of blue today. All about the blue. Let's talk about this Wedgwood style lamp. Hi,
Dr. Lori.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. What's your name?
My name's Susie.
Hi, Susie. Where are you?
I'm in Illinois.
Well, what have you got there?
Well, I have a lamp. Okay. It looks like it was a vase that was converted into a lamp.
So a vase that I'm sorry.
So I'm hoping you'll tell me it's Wedgwood.
So it looks like a vase, and then they put a cap on it. That cap has a socket, and then they have to drill through the bottom. Did they drill through the bottom, or did they come up the side? They drilled through the bottom. Mm-hmm. Okay, if it is Wedgwood, drilling through the bottom will actually decrease value pretty significantly. Let's talk a little bit about it. First of all, what's right about it? The blue and the white jasperware is what's right about it. Right? Mm-hmm. And then Wedgwood itself typically doesn't have too many animals. If it does have an animal, it's usually with a mythological figure like, Diana and the Hunt, for example. Diana and a deer or a stag, but not typically more of sort of little kids and dogs. Not all that characteristic of Wedgwood. Are there any markings on it, or is it that you can't see the marking because of the base?
Correct.
Okay.
I can't see the markings. I can see a marking on the up here, but there's no marking of Wedgwood.
So there's like a Leviton marking on the socket or something.
Yeah, it says P&S patented.
Okay. So can you get the body of the piece a little closer to your camera and stop moving it? That means don't move it. There it is. Yeah. I would be very surprised if this is an actual piece of Wedgwood made in England anytime during the 20th century. I wouldn't be surprised that this particular piece is a reproduction piece, probably made by one of the ceramic firms on the east coast of the United States, and that this particular piece is in the jasperware Wedgwood style, made famous by Josiah Wedgwood in the late 18th century, early 19th century. How tall is it?
It's 8 inches.
Anybody have any questions about it? No comments. I got no comments from people. Right, Susie? You're just like, Come on. How much did you pay for it?
$8.
$8 is good. Did you get the matching pair?
No, there wasn't no matching.
Okay, you didn't have an opportunity to buy its mate. Oftentimes they are pairs. Oftentimes people will make anything that is a vase or a jar or a ginger jar into a lamp. Ceramic pieces oftentimes are lamp. Here on my set, this little cookie container, this biscuit jar, doesn't have a lid. They could make that into a lamp. People love lamps. They want everything to be functional. God forbid we have a vase and we just look at flowers. We can't do that, Value on your piece for your very, very small investment. Value on your Wedgwood style, American made, circa 1960 lamp. Value on it, about $40.
Okay. That's what I needed to know. Thank you.
My pleasure. Nice to meet you. I hope you're enjoying the channel and watching the videos.
I am.
Great.
I am.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
What kind of lamps you would go best with it? Bethany, that's a very good question. And hello to your sister, too. A couple of things. Bethany's been in a lot of classes and done some video calls with me. But there are different shapes of lamp shades that go with different lamps. And I actually wrote an article about this that I believe is on our website, about which shades go with which. And it's oftentimes difficult to know which shades go well, but you want to think about the body and you want to think about the head. I want you to think of a lamp as if it's a person wearing a hat. Okay, so the body and shape of the lamp should be thinner, and the shade of and the body of the and shape of the lamp should be thinner than the big hat on the top, which would represent the shade. That's one of the features that we want to see. Oftentimes, remember that what you're looking at is you also want lamps to look like arrows pointing upward. So if you're using one that has a flare at the bottom, if it goes bigger toward the bottom and smaller toward the top of the shade, you want a very slim columnar type of base. So it's a little bit difficult. There are many different types, and they actually have names for different types of shades. But if you go to drloriv.com, you can go to the research tab. It's very easy to find. Click on that research tab, and then you can see home decor, art and antiques. You can choose a category, and then you can see the articles about it. Lamps is there too. So it's easy to find at drloriv.com. And what else is easy to find at drloriv.com for all of you who haven't been with me? The newsletter. That's right. I want you to remember about the newsletter. A lot of people are just new to the channel, just finding us, and basically subscribing to the newsletter is fun. It's free. There's lots of good information and lots of course, information and tips that you can use for reselling, for collecting smart. It's at drloriv.com. Go to the free thumbs up tab and sign in with your email. You will not get a newsletter immediately when you sign in. We send them out regularly at intervals. So you might sign in. It might be a couple days or a week until we get a new one out. And so that's what we're looking at. So sign up, and yes, you will get it. It's free. There's no charge to get the newsletter. It will be sent to your inbox on your email. And thanks for doing that. I know you're going to love it. So I'm Dr. Lori. Yeah, Elizabeth, the host has not blocked you. Let me be clear about this. So what happens sometimes, and we've had this happen in the past, you guys overload the system, right? Because you all want to get in, and some of you just keep refreshing, right, to try to get in. And in fact, you overload the system. The streaming system that we use can only accept so many. Many of you are going, what did you do? Why does the staff hate me? Why did they do it? It has nothing to do with the staff. The staff are not nebulous, unknown people. They're people who work hard for you guys all day long and for me all day long. And basically, it even threw me out because you guys had overloaded it so much that we had to start late because I got thrown out too. And if I get thrown out, well, that's really not good. So basically, when you go, oh, I got blocked. And some of you say this every single time as if we have something against anybody, which we don't. But basically what happens is you overload, and then it can't take it. And then the whole system shuts down. So that's what we were seeing tonight. Unfortunately, we were lucky because the staff is that good that they were able to get us back and running so we could do this for you all tonight. So I appreciate it. It's fine that you put it in the comments. But again, it's not that we are trying to, of course, block anybody in particular. We are trying to make sure that as many people as we can get in. But there's a limit. There's a limit. What can I say? That's the streaming. So there you go. Yeah, Randy, you're not right about that in this particular case. I do not believe that has anything to do with YouTube randomly blocking anybody. But you're entitled to your opinion. In addition, what's a lot of fun is, of course, my guests are here from all over. I want to thank those of you who are, of course, offering super chats and super stickers, in addition to your 2 cents and your comments. I like all of it. So thank you for those. And, I want to see in the comments, do you want me to thank everybody throughout? Is it distracting for you when I thank people like that? Would you rather have me thank everybody at the end? I want to know what's comfortable and better for you guys on the channel. We want to, of course, accommodate you as best we can. My guests are here from all over. Let's see what they've got.
Hey, Dr. Lori. Thank you.
Hey, how are you?
Very well. How about you?
I'm fine. And who's this? We've got, I can't see her. The person with the long hair is not in horizontal. You have to be horizontal, holding your camera horizontally, please. Then I've got a painting, but no person. I like to see a person. And then I've got this, hello. And then I've got this vessel that I think I like a lot. Let's take a look at the vessel. Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. What's your name?
Janice.
Hi, Janice. Janice, you were sitting there. You were so unassuming. You're just like, I'm just going to sit here with my beautiful plain background that Dr. Lori tells me about and my vessel. And I'm just going to smile and be sweet. And I'm just going to see what happens. So see how easy that was?
Yay.
Right, Janice?
Exactly.
Where are you in the world, sweetheart?
I'm in Ohio.
Okay. Tell me what's happening. And how is everybody doing? I want to know what everybody's doing with respect to, of course, football and their teams. How are their teams doing? Because I got to tell you, Ohio hurt one of my teams last week. It was not pretty.
I know.
But they were the better team. They were the better team.
Yeah.
So back up a little and tell me about this vessel. And I'm calling it a vessel for a couple of reasons. First of all, vases usually flare out at the top. That doesn't mean that you can't call something that doesn't flare out at the top a vase, but typically a vase will flare out at the top. A vessel is usually bulbous, sometimes looking like an hourglass or a curved figure. Vessels usually hold something or store something. Urns are considered vessels. They usually store ashes. Ginger jars usually are considered vessels because they usually store ginger, this kind of thing. How did you acquire this one, which looks to be a very nice stoneware? Might even be raku fired.
Oh, that would be great. I bought this at a yard sale.
Okay.
About a month ago in a neighborhood around me for $5.
What made you buy it? What drew you to it?
I just loved it. I immediately saw it and I thought, I just really want that.
I just want it for my life. Did you like the form? Did you like the texture?
Yes, I love the texture. I love pottery. Pottery is like one of my favorite things. So, it's rough. It's actually signed on the bottom.
Okay, so it's signed. Can you make out who it's signed by, or is it just a mark?
It says, I can't make it out. It says like TT or TJ, and then it has like a 53.
So it's like an emblem or a monogram kind of thing. And hi to Mary. And Dawn's here, right? It is not, it looks like it is more of a, Dawn's asking about glaze, and thank you for the questions. It looks like it more has a matte glaze. It looks like it's more focused on, in fact, the surface material rather than a big heavy glaze like a Majolica glaze, the lead glaze. It's very, very shiny and colorful. Can you back up a little bit? Thank you.
I'm trying to get, there we go.
A couple of things. It has a very Mediterranean feel. What does that mean? Well, that particular piece really reminds everybody of the ancient Greeks and ancient Romans, the southern Mediterranean, or places like that are close by to ancient Rome and ancient Greece, places like Portugal and Spain, but the south of the Mediterranean. These particular vessels oftentimes back in those years, in fact, would oftentimes represent things like holding, storing oils, holding and storing olives, holding and storing grains, that kind of thing. So the shape of it also represents that it would have been transported somewhere by boat. Okay. What are you talking about, Dr. Lori? Well, you see the top of this, and you see it has a sort of like a little bow, a little necktie kind of thing. That basically has that neck, that pinched neck, so you could put a rope around it and tie it to the next one and tie it to the next one and tie it to the next one on board a ship, in the ballast of the ship usually, and basically move all of this grain or move all of this material somewhere. So that's usually a telltale sign of a storage vessel or a storage jar. That's what you have. How tall is it?
It's I forgot to measure. It's about, I'd say 10 inches.
10 inches. So I don't believe it's glazed inside. That's what Deb is saying. What say you, Janice?
Just around the neck.
Just around the neck, it has some glaze. Okay. Yes. So the idea there is to finish it off, because remember, this piece is probably made in the United States and probably made in a studio art environment, a studio pottery environment. Okay. And that particular environment is trying to get it sold. So it has to look nice on the top, right? Where you look down on it, but they don't go all the way in. Would it have originally had a lid? Probably not. And of course, in the ancient world, it certainly wouldn't have had a lid. It usually would have used either a wax over it or a cork or that type of thing. 10 inches, middle to late 20th century, nice piece of raku fired stoneware. I would say value on that piece is probably about $60. What did you pay?
$5. I paid $5.
$5 is great. $5 is great. $60. Nice to see you.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
And go Penn State.
Yeah.
She's cute. Friend from Ohio. There you go. Nice to see all you new faces. Nice to see all you, of course, seasoned Dr. Lori followers too. I love all of you. Thanks for being with me. Oh, thank you very much. If I were a lamp, my bottom half would be big like my top half. Oh, gosh. Blessings to you. Hysterical. And thank you very much for the laugh and the support. I appreciate both. Oh, that was funny. Thank you. Thank you very much, Don. I do love you, kid. Keep it up. Keep up the fight. We're hunting. We are treasure hunting. Thank you, Next Chapter. Thanks to all of you. A lot of you are saying, you know what? I'm meeting new friends by doing these super chats and super stickers for you, Dr. Lori. Other people are recognizing my shop. And of course, my guests are here. And I want to know what you guys think. I always say that, I need your help with the community to help with things that happen, of course, here too. So for example, when someone's asking a question like, Dr. Lori, I want you to talk about the planters on your table because you're not talking about the planters that were on your table. They were blue and one of them was an ashtray. It looked like a bird and you didn't talk about it. I did a whole video on those Glidden planters. And you're saying to me, oh, you didn't do it. You didn't do it. You didn't talk about what was on the table. You need to check the videos. And those of you who are in the community who have seen the video, I appreciate it when you guys help out the staff and tell, your fellow community members, she did a video on that. She really did talk about it, because you're asking and asking. So I, of course, will answer you, but we we really appreciate the support and the help as well. And thank you too, if you subscribe to the channel, YouTube likes subscribers. So if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be helpful as well. My guests are here. Let's see what they've got. Oh, we've got a nice glass trinket jar, and we've got this necklace, and then we've got a pretty lady with brown hair who looks like she might have a print, and she does have a lamp behind her. I'm going to go with the necklace, I think. Haven't seen jewelry yet today. Hi, how are you?
I am fine.
Nice to see you. What's your name?
Nice. I am Cindy, and I'm in Brooklyn, New York.
Hi, Cindy. Nice to see you. Brooklyn, New York. I wouldn't have expected a squash blossom necklace with a Naha pendant to be in Brooklyn, New York. Like if you said, I'm in Santa Fe, Dr. Lori, I'd say, okay, that makes sense. But I also know after years, 25 years of being an appraiser, I know that jewelry gets moved around a lot, right? So tell me a little bit about this.
Well, my sister loves jewelry, and a friend of hers was moving out and gave her 2 shoe boxes full of stuff and said, these are for you. And my sister said, dig through it. If you like anything, you can have it. So I grabbed that.
I love it. Oh, I love it. Oh, your sister has good taste, and I love friends who do that. I love friends who do that, who go, oh, you know what? I love you, and I'm just going to give you this because you love it. Oh, I love that. Oh, but having said that, this piece has a Naha pendant, right?
Mm-hmm.
N-A-J-A. For those of you who don't know, the Native American term for that type of pendant looks like a horseshoe, of course, good luck type of thing. And then also it has elements that are, of course, cabochoned or carved coral.
Mm-hmm.
So carved coral and red coral specifically, pretty typical of these Native American things. The most typical, you probably know, is turquoise. But in this particular case, they've decided to utilize, of course, the red coral. It's a double row strand of course, the sterling silver beads. And then you have individual squash blossoms. What's a squash blossom, you ask? Well, squash blossoms are those little flower forms. And it looks like there are 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like there are 10 of them, 5 on each side. And those squash blossom forms are very characteristic of the Native American, the Navajo. Janice here asks, are there silver marks on it? Is there a mark on the Naha pendant? Nothing.
None.
Okay. It's probably Navajo. There are many makers who make them, many jewelry makers who make them, designers throughout, of course, the Southwest who make these particular pieces. The red coral is more characteristic of Arizona and New Mexico than other parts of the country, although you could see red coral used, in places as you get into even Central and South America. But typically, this is going to be an American piece. This particular piece, does it hit around this neck of the woods, 24 inches? How long is it, sweetheart? Looks nice on you. Look how pretty it falls on you. Very nice.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. You're fabulous. You're New York fabulous.
And the back.
So see the back. So when she shows you the back, you can see, of course, that those 2 support or armature elements. This is something to look for. Look for 2 of those as opposed to 1 skinny one. If you have 1 skinny one, it's usually lower quality. But what this particular artisan did is they made 2 of those to support all of those coral elements with the Naha pendant. Now, if we see the front, and thank you for being a model. So if we see the front, you'll notice there's a lot of coral on this Naha pendant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces in addition to all of the floral petal forms. You ready for the value? So you got it for free because you're a good friend. Your sister was a good friend to somebody. Value on that piece about $2,000 to $2,500.
Wow.
Wow. I know. Based on actual sales where similar pieces have sold. I was saying on one of the comments I was talking to, and I was saying, you know, I'm getting tired of repeating myself about that. This is based on actual sales records. That piece is $2,000 all day in a very good market. You're probably at $2,500. It looks good on you. Maybe she'll just give it to you.
Well, here's one question. If we wanted to sell it, where is a good place to sell something like this?
Best places, I think, to sell, and I talk about this in my selling class, and that, of course, is coming up again. So best places to sell pieces like that, I like Ruby Lane, I like Poshmark, I like The Real, I like eBay, I like Etsy. There's 5. It's just 5 of the places. But top dollar, you want to make sure that you're getting to that market that attracts Native American jewelry collectors. And let me tell you, they're not only in Arizona, New Mexico, kid. And we know that you're one of them too now. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Love you.
Congratulations. I love you too. Yeah, that was cool. I like to see that. And the red coral is really quite nice too. Guests are here. That was fun. And thanks for those comments too. Yeah, that was a winner. That was a winner right out of the chute. You got to like the squash blossom necklaces. So lots of great pieces, lots of great information about old pawn jewelry and how to tell your Native American jewelry and your Native American pottery and other things on the website. My guests are here. Let's see where they're from. Let's see what they've got. Let's see what questions you've got for them. Okay, it looks like we've got a lamp, and it looks like we've got a little, I can't tell what that is. Is that a shoe, a moccasin? That could be a little moccasin. And then we've got this plate. Let's talk about this blue and white plate. Hi. It's more of a serving dish, huh? A little bit shallow.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Hi, how are you? I'm Lori. What's your name?
Janine. I'm calling from BC, Canada.
Hi, Janine. Nice to see you. How did you acquire this? You know, this looks very Scandinavian to me.
Yeah, I got it at an auction and it was $10. You have to bid a minimum. And on the back side, it's about 12 inches in diameter. And it's made in Germany. And it says Hudson my manure. Hudson. Okay. It's a really hard word to say.
I did terribly in German. I had all A's at Penn State in graduate school, and I had a B in German. I was terrible at it. I couldn't do it. And they give you these paragraphs in German, and I was good at other languages, and I just couldn't do it. Do you speak German?
No, I'm French.
All my friends who are BC, yeah, you're British Columbia. So French was easier. German's not that easy. But for everybody who's out there who can speak German, they're all just like, "Oh, it's easy, Dr. Lori, it's easy." But it wasn't easy for me. This particular piece, a pasta bowl. Stacy knows what I'm thinking. I was thinking pasta bowl, but basically anything that's a shallow serving element, right? And sometimes it's just, as my friend Jennifer would say, it's just for nice, Dr. Lori. This particular piece is from the 1950s to the 1970s, based on that mark. German made. Porcelain, nice form, and oftentimes the things that are made actually relate to something like, it just says, sometimes the terms just mean hand painted or handmade or that kind of thing, or it indicates a material or where it was made. So it's 10 inches in diameter? 12
inches, and on the back it's got CM, and then on each side is 1814.
Okay,
so it's 18.
Let's look at the piece and focus less on the marks.
Okay.
I know you guys all are like the marks. But you know, if you learn to look for quality, you will not have to rely only on the marks. So a couple of different things. We know that it's a major manufacturer. We know that it's German. We know that it's mid-century modern, right? John's guessing around $250. John's way off.
Really?
So, but that's okay, because guessing is what we do around here. If you want to guess, guessing is fine. But no, 125 is way off too. Why? First of all, they're produced in large numbers. The other situation situation that you have, however, where the value is, I was talking about where the value isn't, where the value is in its size and the fact that it's a serving piece. Serving pieces increase the value of whole sets of dinnerware china. Value on that one, about $85. What did you pay?
$10.
$10 is good to make 85.
Canadian. Yeah.
All right, Canadian. Okay, you can do the conversion. I'm here for values. Good to see you, Janine. I like it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Why did I think that it felt Scandinavian to me? It's that the derivations of the hues of blue is very typical of the Finns, is very typical of the Swedes, is very typical of the Danes, and also parts of Germany and into the Netherlands. So that Northern European kind of area, that's a typical kind of motif that we see in those differentiation of colors or hues of the color blue, and white is always there. White is constantly their backdrop. So that's a nice piece for $10. Very nice. So that's great. I want you to look for quality, not only marks. Marks are great, but I want you to look for quality. Yeah, great. My guests are here from all over. Let's see what they've got. We had a wonderful class last night. Smart questions, great folks. Had a lot of fun. That's for sure. And then we've got this particular piece, the Buddha, and then we've got these elements there. Then we've got this lamp. Let's take a look at a lamp. You know, a lot of you like home decor pieces. One of the websites and platforms that I talk about in my Selling Old Stuff for Profit classes that a lot of you have taken is the site Cherish. And Cherish does a good job with a lot of those pieces, as well as eBay. Hey, I'm Dr. Lori. What's your name?
Hey, Dr. Lori. My name's Shane. I'm in near Sacramento, California.
Hi, Shane. It's nice to see you. So what's up with this lamp?
Well, I got this at an estate sale. It's uranium glass. I actually have a UV light in it right now, and it glows a beautiful green. And I believe it's, I can show you the stamping on the bottom.
Okay.
I'm hoping you can tell me more about it.
Okay.
I printed it out. CL and Company. I think that was Consolidated Lamp and Company.
Consolidated Lamps and Gas Company, CLNG. You see that?
Oh.
Did you see that?
Yes, it is.
CLNG. And that helps to identify for you the age too. So that puts it in that first quarter of the 20th century, from about a little bit later than that, about 1910 to about 1930, 35, in that neck of the woods. So that's what helps you with respect to the gas portion of it. It looks like so does the bottom actually also light the same way, or does the bottom not light at all?
No, it doesn't. I could modify it too with like a little.
No. I'm not telling you have to do it. I'm not giving anybody work. Let me tell you, I don't like to give people work. That's one of my things. I don't do that. How tall is this lamp with the top?
22 inches.
22 inches. It does look like it's hand painted, Abby. Good question. I think.
Yeah. It's raised, kind of like a raised bumpy paint on the leaves. It's really interesting.
Okay. So
and it's all the way around 360 painted.
Okay. So all the way around, it is in fact applied what sometimes is an encaustic type of paint. They take oil paint, they add some resin, and all the way to the top. Okay, go slowly for me, darling. Oh, come back. There we go. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Why don't they put the pigment right on the tippity top? Because it'll just end up melting, because that's where most of the heat ends up, right? Heat rises. It's going to sit right there in that point. So if you were to turn it off, can you turn it off? Because now we see that it is emitting, of course, that green, it basically fluoresces very green because it has uranium glass, also known as Vaseline glass. These types of pieces are usually, again, early 20th century. 22 inches, you've got the consolidated mark on the bottom. The base is metal. The armature or the basic ring is metal, right? And then you have the hand painting of the top and the matching base. I like this. I like this a lot.
Other thing is, I'm hoping you can tell me what this mark means. I mean, anyone could have scratched this, but it looks like it's a 1/126.
That I can't see well enough. So you might have to send me a picture of that. You might have to, that's not working.
Okay. And then I think it's a big light plug. Originally it had a big light plug, I think.
That plug dates to about the 1930s. You can see that. I've talked to you about in other videos. I've talked to you about the plugs and how you can identify date for the plugs. Value on your lamp. I would say your lamp is probably worth just about $300. How much did you pay?
$150.
$150 is good. You got it at half price.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I like it a
Thanks
lot.
for being with me. I hope you're enjoying the videos, and I hope you're enjoying the channel and getting a lot out of it.
Oh, I am. Thank you so much.
Nice to see you.
Bye.
California in the house. There we go. That was a nice one. I like that lamp. I like a lot of different objects, and I like all of you. I also like to remind you, holiday gift ideas. The gift certificates are available at drloriv.com on the specials and shop page. That's right. That's right. Auction Kings. Oh, gosh. I was in Atlanta very recently, and I actually went back to, of course, where we filmed Auction Kings. It has changed some, let me say. That particular that location of Auction Kings that you see on the show has since been sold in outside of Atlanta, Georgia. But it was fun to go back there and to reminisce and such. And they, of course, have a new gallery that they moved into, the folks who ran Gallery 63 and Auction Kings. I had a wonderful time on that show. And that show, of course, continues to go on. And there's a lot of shows that you, of course, can see me on, of course, talking about art, antiques, and collectibles, including this show. And of course, our Real Bargains and other shows too. It's good to see all of you. I'm Dr. Lori, the PhD Antiques Appraiser. I love being with you. I'll see you next time.